Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages and sizes, I am back and we are here taking our very first look at these brand new Synergy uniforms for the Prince of Lies, the God of Mischief himself. Because as you can see, we have both the President Loki uniform and the TVA variant Loki uniform at Mythic. So what we're gonna do for today is actually a comparison between not one, not two, but all three of these Loki uniforms, because this one right here was actually a substantial upgrade for Loki compared to everything else he's ever had. And some of you guys might be wondering if it's worth it to go from this to this or this, especially since these two uniforms, the TVA uniform and the President Loki uniform, they're very different. One seems to be geared more towards PvP, while the other one, this one, seems to be geared more towards PvE content. However, in that same breath, this uniform doesn't have what we consider to be the staples for PvE meta characters, like damage accumulation. There is none on this uniform. There's no extra damage to super villains. He doesn't have the super crit damage buff like Rogue and others like her. So some of you guys might not see too much PvE value in this uniform for Loki, and that's why I want to compare it to what he had previously. But what I will say is, because of the fact that both of these new uniforms for Loki come equipped with a heal, it makes it so that they're viable options for him even if you had this one, because this uniform for Loki was really good when he came out for ABX and Dispatch. However, when you took him into, and you're gonna see that today, when you took him into World Boss Legend, he will crumble because he doesn't have a way to sustain. He doesn't have a heal. He doesn't have a revive, nothing like that. However, these two uniforms come equipped with that. They've basically fixed the biggest problem with the previous Loki uniform. Now, I don't think they went overboard with the PvE variant. I feel like they should have given him damage accumulation, but maybe that's just how I feel, and that's not what he actually needs or deserves. So we're gonna take a look at all three uniforms. I'm gonna give you a side-by-side comparison in World Boss Legend. If you guys want to see him in ABX or in Squad Battle or what have you, please feel free to let me know. However, do keep in mind that since Loki is an alien, his usage in World Boss Legend is limited. Majority of the stages require that you use humans, males, or superheroes very early on, and that's where the majority of the player base currently is. Most of you guys are not playing 25, 30, 40, 50 Null and Mephisto yet. However, once you get into the 30s, you can use more super villains, so just keep that in mind. However, will he be valuable to you there? I honestly don't know, because of the fact that he doesn't have damage accumulation, and I feel like higher you get, you're gonna need that kind of stuff. However, let's leave all that speculating for later. Let's take a look at the numbers now, and then we can actually talk some more. Okay, so these are the stats for my President Loki, and the stats will be exactly the same between the President Loki and the variant Loki uniform, because all of the options are exactly the same. You can see I have crowd control, energy attack, HP, physical defense. I'll actually re-roll that to all defense, and you can see it's exactly the same. And one cool thing about these uniforms is when you change the option on one, you basically change the option on both. So like I just rolled, got super lucky, got all defense, exactly what I want. And if you go here, you'll see that this one changed also. So that's really cool. By the way, if these uniforms are on sale, the first one that you buy, you will pay $10.50. The next one will be $6.30. Off sale, they will both be more expensive. However, if you want to wait until Black Friday in November to buy them at the cheapest possible price, you can do that, because they will be on sale on Black Friday, presuming the sales stay as they've always been, right? So keep that in mind. You are only a couple months away from Black Friday, and if you already have this one, maybe this one is enough to hold you over until then. All right, so we're gonna run stage 14 for this comparison, simply because I don't want the video to run too long. So we're using Cable's lead to get a little bit of ignore dodge because Null has high dodge. Just keep that in mind. We're gonna use the 2, we're gonna use the 1, and then the next rotation, we're gonna go 4, 5, tier 3. Once he gets up, we just go ahead and use the 3, use the 2, use the 1, let's use the 4 again. Was trying to get into the 5 really quickly there to build the tier 3. The poison is really bad for Loki, really bad because you can't heal. It's just sad times. All right, so we're gonna go. You need to use the 4 so we can get the attack buff. He gets up, just go 5, just go 3. Just run away so we don't get caught up and then trapped in the poison and then get hit by the blade twister and then everything under the sun. It's just like it's a bad time. So use the 2, 1. The majority of Loki's damage comes from the tier 3, so the faster you can build the tier 3, the better. He gets up, use 3, use 5 there. Alright, so he's pretty much dead. Well, he literally just died. Okay, so 1 minute and 12 seconds to get Null to stand up. But by the time he's gotten Null to stand up, the environmental hazards have basically killed him, right? I'm showing you guys this because I need you to understand that yes, damage is important, but survivability is just as important. Ease of use is also very important to me, right? The easier a character is to play, the more fun I generally have with them, and the easier it is to keep them alive. In most cases, the more fun I have playing with them and the more often I want to play with them. So the fact that the stage environments alone were enough to kill him, that's a bad time. And that's a character that I would generally avoid using in high-end content. Okay, so we're gonna switch the uniforms here and come back in, see what his survivability looks like and his damage on top of that. Okay, all right, ladies and gents, we're jumping in with the PvP version of Loki. This way we can see how he compares to the old one. Now we're doing 3, 5, 4, letting the 4 play out fully. Then we're going 2. And we're gonna go 1, then 3, then 5. I wanted to get the tier 3 off, but unfortunately I was not fast enough. We'll go ahead and hit the tier 3 there. We'll go 3, 5, 4. Now in his usage tip, they tell you that you can actually cancel his forward skill, but that's not what I found to be the case. Okay, let's actually go 3, 5 into the tier 3. I find that if I do cancel his forward skill, I lose a significant amount of damage. Okay, so this one looks like it's about, what is that, 30 seconds faster, like 25-30 seconds faster. But the most important thing here is the fact that we're at full HP versus the other uniform that was dead. So even if that other uniform was doing more damage or the same amount of damage as this one, that one would be worse just because of the fact that it died in the same amount of time. Clearly this one is better, right? It's better in survivability and it's better in damage. So if you had that old one, throw it out. It looks like this one is a definite upgrade, even for PvE. And that's actually important because this is a PvP uniform. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the Loki variant compares to President Loki. Let's get it. Let's use the 2, the iframe. Okay, he gets up, we instantly cancel into the 4. Go ahead and use 1, 2, 3, 5. We could have tried to run, but I didn't want to. I wanted to actually keep attacking so we could build the tier 3. Okay. So it's looking like only 6 seconds or so faster, barely, like maybe 5 seconds faster than the PvP uniform. Now we're gonna actually have to run that back. We're gonna actually have to go test against Mephisto as well, because if this version of Loki, which is designated to be the PvE uniform, if this is only 5 seconds faster than the PvP one, and the PvP one has way more survivability built in, then that might be your go-to. And this is quite a shocker. I was expecting more from this. Now more testing will need to be done, but at first glance here, this one is, I guess, it's good. It's better than the one he had before, but it's kind of coming up short, especially considering the other one, the President Loki uniform, has more survivability. All right, ladies and gentlemen, stage 15 against Mephisto. Like I said, this is for time's sake, trying to make sure I don't take too much of your time, but I also give you some good info. Okay, let's use 2, then use the 1. We got guard broken, that is fine. Use the tier 3, he gets up. Go ahead and use the 3, we use the 2, use the 1. Let's go 4, 5, 3, 2, 1 again. Still can't break him. Wow. Ain't that something? Wow. 2 tier 3s. Still can't break them. Unfortunate times. We're using Cyclops lead and Taskmaster with an insight. But the important thing to note here is that he can't heal. And the longer this goes on, the worse it gets, because against Mephisto, you know, if you play Mephisto, you know that this phase here is kind of the hardest phase. And just like that, Loki died. Need I show you any more? Need I show you any more? I don't think so. All right, ladies and gents, let us see what the difference look like between presidential Loki and TVA Loki, because I think at this point, that's the only thing that matters. It's safe to say Agent of Asgard Loki is like, it's out of the convo at this point, bro. Like, we're talking money conversation and that thing is not even registered, bro. It's not even registering. Okay, so 19 seconds to break this man here. Let's go ahead and use the force skill. Really dope thing about the force skill is being able to move around against Mephisto while you're attacking him is absolutely clutch, bro. Like, look at this. We can move around and we're attacking at the same time, bro. And even if he caught us lacking, like, bro, it's fine because of the fact that we're tanky. Like, look at that. We just, like, moved behind him, bro. Like, what? Yeah, this version of Loki is so lit, bro. It's actually so lit. Like, 2 ways to heal, damage reduction, movement on the skill while he's attacking. It's just nuts. It's nuts. Okay, he's getting guard broken there. That kind of sucks. But, like, I think once we hit the hit the 2 skill, we'll heal right back up. Look at this. He's gonna heal right back up to full health. Look at that. Look at that. And he was still healing even though he was at full health. Bro, this version of Loki is lit. Okay? I'm sorry to tell you guys, if you just bought Agent of Asgard like me on my free-to-play account, man, that sucks. Because this version, Presidential Loki, this is it, boys. This is it. I'm definitely thinking that overall, Presidential Loki is just the guy, bro. Like, that might just be it. Anyways, moving on. I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I just want to show you guys like as much info as I possibly can. He's getting guard broken here, but both uniforms can and will be guard broken, so it's fine. You always want to keep Mephisto or whoever you're attacking right in the center of Loki's tier 3, so you do as much damage as possible. I do like the fact that he always finds himself behind the enemy. So I have to be careful here because like he's gonna do that, right? And with this uniform, I cannot tank that and I cannot attack while he's doing that. Sick damage. Damage is filth in a good way. Oof. Better survivability than the other one, for sure, but definitely not as good as President Loki. Here's the thing, I'm gonna wrap this thing right here. Obviously I could do that without him dying. However, trying to play both uniforms the same, being super aggressive, going for maximum damage, I'll tell you this for free, man. This uniform allows you the luxury, right? This uniform right here, the presidential uniform, allows you the luxury of being super aggressive because of the passive, because of the fact that, is it on his 4-star passive? Yeah. It's crazy. 4-star passive is better than his tier 2 passive because of the fact that every single time he uses his dominance of spirit, which is a skill that has mind control on it, so either his second or I believe his fourth skill, every time he uses that, it gives him, as you can see, 50% damage reduction for 10 seconds. There's only a 2-second cooldown, and in that time he's also healing himself for 15% of his max HP for 8 seconds. Every second for 8 seconds, which means he's healing himself for over 100% of his HP, meaning he can go from 1 HP to full HP in 8 seconds. This is absolutely nuts. So this uniform is just blowing the TVA uniform out the water. Like, it's not even a contest, bro. This uniform, way better than Agent of Asgard, and way better than the TVA, just because of the fact that with the fourth skill, you can attack the enemy, keep moving, and on top of that, it triggers your healing as well. So this skill is just super duper clutch for him. Okay, so if you're short on crystals and you can only buy one, I definitely suggest, so far at least, let me do some more testing. If you're impatient, the one that I'm going to recommend day one right now is President Loki, even though variant Loki, aka TVA Loki, was technically the main character from the show, but Loki is Loki. It is what it is. Okay, so let me know if you guys want to see me compare him against other characters or do this comparison differently, but survivability and damage, President Loki look like it's it, man. Oh, by the way, let me show you guys the uniform options right quick. We got Thor, God of Thunder or Herald of Thunder. Then we got Colossus. Then we got right here Thanos, Infinity War, big yikes. And then we got Hyperion. And last but not least, we got Spider-Gwen. We got a couple that are relevant. Spider-Gwen is relevant right now. Hyperion, no, that's sad. And then Thanos, also no, that's kind of sad. Colossus, been relevant, will always be relevant, right? So that's pretty dope. And then the last one right here, Thor, is kind of relevant right now, but we know that's going to get replaced sometime next year. Anyways, ladies and gents, we're going to wrap it up right here. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. War Machine video coming soon. I might give you guys some tier 2 gameplay and some tier 3 gameplay right now. So look out for that. Alright, catch you guys in the next one. But Loki kind of lit, man. We're going to have to do some more testing with him. I'm gone. Peace.